So, you just bought some Burst of Destiny packs. Now I'm sure you're wondering, what do they mean? In today's video, we're going to go over a full guide of what exactly every card is useful for. We're going to be doing it 3 packs at a time, so this is installment number 1. First card we're pulling is B-Trooper Squad. This card is primarily used to bring out the Link 4 monster Giant B-Trooper Invincible Atlas. Next card we go over is Sword Soul Assessment, which is good Wyrm support. Wyrms play a lot out of Wyrms being in your graveyard, and then they also play off being banished from graveyard, so this is helpful in both those respects. And it also is just a little bit of an attack boost if you need it. Next card that we pull is Danger, Disturbance, Disorder. I would consider this a little bit of an attack discourager, and it can also essentially be used as a dark hole if you have the cards in your graveyard. Next card is Giant Starfall. It is technically part of the Star archetype, but can be used to counter any Exes or Link cards, essentially, because it can only target them. Next card we pull is Reptilian Coatl, which is a handy little support card for the Reptilian archetype. It can be special summoned from your hand under certain conditions, and then under other conditions it can bring out a bunch of people. It's really handy for synchros as well, because it can be tuner or non-tuner monster. Next we have Penguin Squire, which can be used as synchro material for only a water monster. It's a handy little penguin support card, and it also can be special summoned relatively easily. Next card we have is Night Flight, which is basically just an emergency counter to any effect monsters. Next card is Magiki Locking, which is a really good support card for the Magiki archetype. It allows you to summon Magiki monsters from your graveyard, and then use them as synchro or Exes material. Next card is Fluanderies and the Dreaming Town. This town allows you a free extra normal summon for a Fluanderies monster, and then later it allows you to change the position of your enemy's monsters while this card's in your graveyard. Pack number 2, first card is Ice Jade Tenala. This card allows you to send it from the field to the graveyard, as well as discarding a card to bring back another water monster. And then once it's in your graveyard, you can also banish it to bring back a different water monster. So it's essentially a Monster Reborn, but twice. Next card we have is Apex Predation. It just destroys special summon monsters. So if you are using a Blue Eyes or Dark Magician deck, it's kinda handy. Next card we have is Magiki Battle. It's a recycler for the Magiki archetype, and it also stops your cards from being affected by opponent's card effects. Next card is Magical Cylinders, which is both a buff for Magical Cylinder, and it allows you to pull it to your hand, and you have to show to your opponent that you have it, so it's a good attack discourager. Next we have Mimicking Man-Eater Bug, which in my opinion is just a full replacement for Man-Eater Bug. It gains attack equal to any monsters it destroyed through its flip effect, and it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects with earth monsters. Just way better than regular Man-Eating Bug. Next we have Night Flight, which I've already covered in this video, but I'm just going to take this time to really encourage you to get Mimicking Man-Eater Bug. Next we have Reptilian Miami, which is a good card to lower one of your opponent's monsters' attack to 0, and then you can also summon another one of her if you do that. It's a pretty good recycle. Next we have Sonic Tracker, which is used to get out the Transonic Bird, which I don't see a point for yet. Then we have the brand new Small World, which seems terribly complicated, but it's essentially a target for anything in your deck to your hand. So here's the third and final pack. Here is Flip Frozen. It's part of the Rose archetype, and it's just used to change the position of the enemy's monsters. Here is Yur's Arctic Drytron, which is used to bring out Ultimate Flagship Ursatron. It is for both Drytron and Ursa Arctic decks, and it is incredibly useful because you can A, use it from your graveyard, and B, replace some of the summoning requirements for that monster. Next we have Break the Destiny, which is a Destiny Hero support card. It allows you to destroy one of your Destiny Hero cards to make the enemy skip their main phase, and then you get to pull a different Destiny Hero spell or trap card. Next we have Gunkin Suship Shirau class carrier, which is support for the Gunkin archetype, and it essentially lets you draw 2 cards when you summon it if you summon it with the right material. Next we have Abyss Keeper, which is a fish and water support. It basically allows you to summon an extra fish monster. Next is Heritage of the Light, which is really good for any extra deck heavy decks because it'll allow you to draw an extra card every time you summon one. Next is Psynet Crosswipe, which is an emergency Psynet support that allows you to destroy one of your enemy's cards at the cost of one of yours. Then we have Magic Key Locking, which we've already pulled, and Supernatural Danger Zone. This card is good for any deck with normal monsters in it, so Blue Eyes, Red Eyes, Dark Magician, and it basically lets you destroy 1 card every time you special summon one of those monsters, which happens very often, and then when this card is destroyed, you can summon one of those normal monsters. So that's going to be it for the first installment in this series. If you guys want to like, follow, subscribe, there will be more. They'll be in the educational playlist versus the searching for playlist. Thank you.